Hello, welcome to England, Scotland. I'm Andrew and this is Fraser.
And today we are speaking to David Ogg, the chairman of Angling Scotland Limited, to get all the information on the efforts being made to get everyone back fishing safely post-lockdown.
Let's go and see what he's got to say. David, we all know the importance of angling for everybody's physical and mental well-being. Can you tell me a little bit about the recent letter and proposal that was sent to the Scottish Government?
Yeah, sure. Yeah. In the last week or 10 days, the Scottish Government has reached out through Sport Scotland and other bodies to different sports governing bodies looking for their ideas on how we can bring sporting activity and, from our point of view, getting folk outdoors as well, back as part of the exit from the current very restrictive COVID-19 regulations. So we're happy to assist where we can. And we were very pleased that Gus took the lead in drafting much of the work that we've done, and it was tweaked by the other guys on our board and presented to the Scottish Government over the weekend.
Great. And David, I took great interest in reading it. Can you tell us a little bit more about the phased approach that's outlined?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, the phased approach is quite important because we're trying to be realistic, and we realise that there's little likelihood of any quick return to the pre-COVID norms, and all the indications from the Scottish and UK governments are that there will be a phased relaxation of towards the normality that we're used to. So we felt that there were various things that angling could do in stages. And that's why we've presented it as a two-phased approach, with the easiest things to do first and then the more difficult things later.
Cool. And one of the other things, David, when we shared the article recently on our Facebook page, there were some questions about the proposed restrictions in travel. So could you maybe just build on that and let us know the kind of idea behind that?
Yeah, sure. The view of our board is that travel is key, because the vast majority of anglers do travel at some distance or other before they're able to fish. There's a very fortunate few who are able to just leave their house and go straight onto the riverbank or straight to a loch or straight to the seashore to fish. So travel is important, and at the moment there's a very limited definition of essential journeys, and of course angling isn't included as one of the reasons to make an essential journey. So we thought it was important to present our views on how the travel issue could be addressed, and to give the Scottish Government, and as I say, anyone else who would listen, an idea of what we felt would be a flexible approach to allow angling to continue and allow people to get out into the fresh air.
I think it makes perfect sense myself. It strikes the right balance between being safe and allowing people to try and pursue a little bit of activity in the thing that they love. So I'm all for it personally. David, have you made any, this is a really important question for people, have you made any recommendations on timescales, either in terms of when we start or when the phases might begin and end?
To take a start point initially, it's really difficult to know. The most important thing is that we assist the government in getting this situation under control. And at the moment, that means behaving ourselves and following the guidelines that the Scottish Government and the UK Government have introduced. So from that point of view, all we can do is present our ideas and wait until the professionals in the health and the government arenas tell us we can go back to doing what we want to do. In terms of the timescales as for the two phases that we've suggested, again, that's an even longer piece of string, really. It depends how phase one pans out, not only from an angling point of view, but how any relaxation that the government introduces over the course of the next few weeks pans out, how effective it is. And we hopefully will continue to see the rates of infection dropping, and the numbers of people who are having to be protected from the COVID virus dropping as a consequence of that. So it's difficult to estimate timescales at the moment, and as you'll be aware, even the government aren't suggesting any particular timescales for anything at the moment, and we would echo that scenario because safety of our people is paramount.
Yeah, and I guess it's quite dangerous to do so, given we need to be sure that we're following the guidelines that are set out and not generating any kind of false expectations or hopes. So, but that's great. I mean, it sounds really positive, David. Thank you very much.
So obviously we're all getting together trying to get an idea. You guys have put a fantastic proposal forward, but arguably more importantly, has the Scottish Government been doing anything to move this forward? Have you had any response from anyone there yet?
Yeah, we have. It's been really positive again from that point of view. You'll have noted that the First Minister has been talking over the last couple of days about sport and about getting people back out into the fresh air, and that's part of the way that we felt we wanted to address this as well. And we've actually had acknowledgements of the paper that we sent in and our recommendations from Sport Scotland, from Marine Scotland, and also from the Shadow Cabinet Minister for Health and Sport. So we know that the paper is hitting the right desks, and the Sport Scotland guys were very impressed with it and felt that was something they could use to inform their briefings with the relevant ministers that they're talking to. So yeah, we think we're getting there. We think we're hitting the right notes, and we'll keep on top of that and chase up wherever necessary.
Excellent. That's really good to hear. Obviously, it's fantastic this is happening in general, but the concept of getting some kind of response as promptly as that is obviously encouraging. So keep your fingers crossed that we get something a bit more definitive soon.
Yep.
David, a technical question, if I may. A lot of people in Scotland use the boat when they're fishing. I wonder if there's been any thought about the approach to boat fishing when the restrictions start to be relaxed.
Yeah, this is a really tricky area, as you highlight. Quite a lot of game angling, in particular in Scotland, takes place in a 2 or 3 person shared boat. The boat length being anywhere between 4 or 5 metres. Plus, the sea guys go out in boats in fairly close proximity with each other. There could be anywhere from 2 or 3 to 5, 6 or 7 people on a boat, and that's obviously going to be a much more difficult return to pre-March norms. Hence, we've put that in phase 2 of our proposal. We've already talked about discussion of timescales being difficult in that kind of area. So we really don't have any idea when that's going to be likely. But we felt it was important to highlight it as an issue, and also to highlight that the most important thing is the safety of all concerned. One other point that I just wanted to mention when we're talking about safety is that we did talk about in phase 1 a return to single-manned boat fishing, and I just wanted to highlight that we know that can be viewed as being less safe than having 2 people in a boat. So that single-manned boat fishing should only be done when absolutely safe to do so in boating and angling terms as well as in COVID terms. So that's a phase 1 measure, but it's got to be a cautious phase 1 measure.
Yeah, absolutely. Safety on the water at all times, regardless of the restrictions or not. It's a great message. Thank you very much.
No, absolutely. Safety is paramount. And of course, with all the different disciplines, people often have a different view of what's safe for them, and with different people fishing in different venues, etc. There are different priorities for people. What is the best way for people to stay in touch with progress on updates from the government and what we are allowed to do?
Well, we've got a raft of bits of information going out across different sorts of media, guys. We've got the Angling Scotland social media through Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube. There's an Angling Scotland website, and also the 3 governing bodies have got their own website. So there's the SANA website, there's the Coarse Anglers website, and there's the Sea Anglers website. And all of these resources have got a huge amount of information on them, and we will certainly do our best to keep them updated as sharply and as accurately as possible. But I mean, ideally, just get yourselves across Angling Scotland media, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube. It's all there. Go for it.
Exactly. And it's obviously clear to us that the main objective is to make sure we get the correct information out to everybody. And as you said yourself, David, it's all across our social media. So all links to our social media will be below in the video description. Please stay tuned.
Fantastic.
David, firstly, I just wanted to say thank you very much for taking the time out of your day to explain to us what's going on, and obviously everybody that's watching. And we also wanted to make sure that we passed on our thanks to all the people behind the scenes that are working hard on these proposals and pushing the voice of the angling community. I'm sure I'm not alone in my words of appreciation for your work, so thank you very much.
Well, thank you, and it's great to be able to put the message out in this sort of way, and hopefully this will be the first of perhaps maybe even a series of these kind of things, and do some informal chats and other bits and pieces. That'd be great.
Yeah, we'd love to do that. Yeah, so I mean, anytime we've got some important information to share, it'll be up on this YouTube channel. So make sure that you stay tuned for that.
Brilliant, that's great.
Thank you very much, David. And I think it goes without saying, thanks to everyone for watching. Please make sure you follow us across the social media and subscribe to our YouTube channel, which will keep you right up to date on all things Angling Scotland.
Tight lines.
Indeed, tight lines. Eventually.
Eventually, aye. Thanks, guys.